Blackity Black, and we're black, and we're back. Campaign show live Friday night, pre-Ramadan, February 28th. Oh, it's the end of Black History Month too.
Oh yeah, I just
Dang, Black History Month is over with. What we gonna do? We ain't got no more Black History attention. Man, good riddance. Thanks, Trump. Bonk bonk. Thank you, Easter Bunny. Uh, yeah. Let's see. I guess we can wait for some notifications. Let's count the numbers. Let's count the time. 30, 40 seconds before we see any activity. Man,
wow, this is taking a little longer.
Jeopardy. Alex, what is 59 seconds before you get a notification? There we go. A minute and 2 seconds. It took a minute and 2 seconds for the first notification to go out. So I guess it's Friday. People's out getting they party on or they vices or whatever. Salute. We back. Campaign show live Friday night pre-Ramadan. Pre-Ramadan for all those that want to take part in trying to improve your health, mental, physical, spiritual, moral health. Join us this Ramadan starting tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first day of Ramadan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. With no food until sunset, no food or drink until the sun go down. No conflict, no fighting, unless it's absolutely can't be avoided. But as far as all the things we can avoid, no lying, no lying, no lying, no lying. Ooh-wee. That's gonna be a challenge. The no lying challenge. King Z, walaikum salam. Salute King Z. Blessed Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem. Man, y'all join us, man. Join us. Join your family. Join your nation and detoxing yourself. Everybody say they want to detox. Well, this is the one time a year, 30-day detox that 2 billion of your own people is practicing the same thing. So you may as well ride that energy wave, that unity wave, and get some benefits of it out of it for yourself also. We don't push religion over here. Ramadan is, of course, um, considered a religious ritual, but for those of us that have the knowledge and the science of self, it's not a religious ritual. It's a health, mental, physical, spiritual, moral health exercise of how we help master ourselves, develop ourselves. Right, King Z, a way of life, our nature. That's all. Islam is just an Arabic word that means submission, and they add submission to the will of God or Allah, but literally the definition is just submission. And we understand it also to mean mathematics. Islam is mathematics, or Islam is the nature of the originator, the nature of creation. All things are that exist that's in creation were brought into existence through the law and the nature called Islam. Submission to the will of the creator that brought it. View from the mud, TV, peace, bro. Ohio is in here. Yeah. So yeah, you all right? Yeah, King Z fasting is a prescription. Yeah, prescription for all of the immaturities, impurities, um, underdeveloped, dormant things that we need to grow out of and purify ourselves out of. So Ramadan, I think that's a Arabic word that means heat, like intense heat or scorching heat, or to burn. It's like a desert heat or scorching heat. So that's kind of like what Ramadan represents, is the heat and the pressure of um, discipline, intense discipline of self-improvement. So that's that. On a roll, first of the wrench mob god squad god mods in the chat. Salute, salute. Oh man, thank you, on a
Thank
roll.
you, Honorable.
Mm-hmm. Peace. This beautiful pre-Ramadan or Ramadan Eve um energy. Thank you, on a roll. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem. Um, I don't really have a subject. I talked about.
Yeah, we just getting
Yeah,
on.
yeah, we just getting on.
Cause you already talked about stuff like earlier and
Yeah,
stuff. I think on both West Coast came and digital.
yeah. So we here just to listen or to. Matter of fact, I can put the StreamYard link in the chat, and not that nobody very often shows up. But I wanted to say on this Ramadan Mubarak Eve, salute, shouts out to what is my brother's name? Um, the God Life Allah. Got brother name God Life Allah, brother name Life from the 5% nation of 5% nation that I spoke with today, one on one. It was very productive build, very experienced, seasoned, mature, wise brother from the 5% nation, in his 50s. I think he said it was 57 or 58. So he was um, reaching out. I forgot exactly in my DM and asking if I had any questions, because he saw some of the interactions that I had with some of the 5%ers or brothers that claim they was 5%ers. And, he was saying that how a lot of the youngsters are not necessarily as mature, just like I was saying, they're not experienced, they're not as uh, wise and understanding. So we had about maybe like a 45, 50 something minute conversation. Um, and it was very productive, and that, like I said, reminded me of the relationships that I had for the last 35 years and just in hip hop, and just going back and forth to New York. Matter of fact, let me find my bro picture. This is the brother right here. God Life Allah. Um, yeah. And here's his IG page. What does it say? Hemp partners. So yeah, very very mature, very wise, from my view. Very reasonable. And we got further than I have got with anybody in the last past week or so. So that's a blessing. Salute again. Honors and salute to God Life Allah. And that's his IG page. So y'all can follow him on Hemp Partners on IG if you want to ask him more about what we built, what we builded about or built about. But I did want to give him a pre-Ramadan and a Ramadan Mubarak salute, and thanks and honors for what we spoke about today. And I'm God willing, I actually bring him on so he can hold his own community accountable for certain things, instead of me looking like I'm the one that's supposed to do it. And likewise, anybody that's immature or misrepresenting, claiming the NOI or claiming uh, FOI, and then by a lot of permission, I could do the same. But yeah, it was deep. So I ain't gonna speak nothing more about it unless he want to speak about it. But it was um, a blessing. Ahmad Jabril, salute. Sarab Ramadan Kareem. Did you see Trump kick the Ukrainian president out of the White House? Yeah, I spoke about that a little while ago. Tevis Muhammad, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem. Yeah, I got the little footage, so I did a little reaction video to the Trump Ukrainian thing maybe 2 hours ago. But what else is on the radar? The Pope, you know what I'm saying? We don't talk much about him. That Pope Francis suffers a setback, is now on ventilation. Apparently, he suffered some kind of spasm, lung spasm or lung something. So he on the ventilator allegedly. He might be in the ice box already, but they're not going to tell us. But this is the latest news today. So see how swollen he already was looking. What else?
I was just gonna say that's like, cause the year, I feel like the beginning of the year has just been passing like so quickly because it's about to be March, like in 2 hours.
Man.
And like, man.
March already, and that's what, the third month. Really is maybe the first or second month of the real calendar year, but according to the Gregorian calendar, the third month already. Man, time just be flying, don't it?
I just remember when it snowed and stuff, January.
Oh yeah.
9th, and then now it's now it's basically March 1st.
Man, it's spring down, almost springtime, right?
I can notice like the changes and stuff, like because as it's getting closer to spring, because once as soon as it was like the sunset was like setting at 4 p.m. It was like starting to set at 4 p.m.
Now what?
But now it's like changing.
The days getting longer.
Yeah, it's like 6 p.m. or something. Like just it's like mid, like 6:30 or something that it.
Big Adrian, peace. Ramadan Mubarak. Blessed pre-Ramadan to y'all. And speaking of that, salute young brother Abdul Wahid, known now as, formerly Javante Tank Davis, fighting tomorrow, fighting Roach. That's a terrible slave name. He might want to hurry up and become a Muslim or something. Become something. There's Roach. That's not the name.
Wait, that's his name?
That's his last name. Yeah, I forgot his first name, but his last name is Roach.
Oh, that's not. You can tell that's straight.
But I don't know about the energy though. I don't, not saying that Tank ain't a professional, ain't a beast. But if you claiming Islam, but then you still holding on to the advertising your slave name, Javante Tank Davis, instead of making them change it like Muhammad Ali. I don't know. I don't know if the force is going to be with you. Y'all heard it first here. I don't know. I just saw young Carmel Moulton. He took his first loss. Little young brother that was up under Floyd Mayweather and Tank and that whole little camp. So I think he took his first loss. He was undefeated until a few days ago. And if you're not really understanding what time it is and you're not understanding the days of grace that's over with, and now we in a whole new energy, a whole new season, any little slip on a banana peel can take you out of favor, take you out of the umbrella and the refuge. So if we claiming Allah, we claiming to be Muslim, but we still going by our slave name, I don't know about that. I don't know if Allah is gonna be with your fists. Like I'm not, I don't know. It's bigger than boxing, because now you're supposed to use your platform to promote your real name. You know what I'm saying? And your faith, especially if it's Ramadan. So I don't know. The energies ain't looking, I don't know. Y'all heard it first here. We'll see if Allah and the forces of Islam and the righteous is with that. I don't, I'm sure it has something to do with contract and branding. Like he might have wrote a deal under that name and he have to use that name. But if that conflict with your religion, if that conflict with your Islam, then to hell with that deal. You got to call yourself what you call yourself. Better call yourself your Muslim name. His name is Abdul Wahid. Abdul Wahid. So it ain't Javante Davis. So I don't know. Y'all heard it first. We'll see. We'll see if my whatever is correct. View from the Mud TV loves the music you and Bobcat did. I didn't do no music with Bobcat. You mean Battle Cat? you confusing the two DJs, producers. That yeah, I ain't do no music with Bobcat. That was Battle Cat. Bobcat was a LA DJ for LL Cool J. I did do a song with Bobcat, a remix called "Where Are They Now" with a whole bunch of different rappers on it years ago. But yeah, Wally 100, salute. Same day parlay, peace. Ahmad Jabril, some American Muslims just don't eat pork. They do everything non-Muslims do. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Mike Tyson doesn't use his Muslim name, but yet he still claims Islam. Yeah, what is Mike Tyson's Muslim name? Do you know that? Does Mike Tyson have a Muslim name? I know he, allegedly converted when he was in jail, when he was in prison, but yeah, I didn't really know that he changed his name. Maybe that's why he been, let me not salute to my bro Mike, but yeah, that's a valid, What else? What else is going on in the world?
I don't even know. It's just
yeah, besides that, Malik Abdul Aziz is Tyson's Muslim name. Oh Lord. Yeah, man. Hey man, that's something I didn't know. I didn't know that, Adrian and Ramadani. That yeah.
I did not know that.
And the fact that I didn't know it is the problem. The fact that I didn't know it is because he wasn't promoting it.
The fact that it's like nobody even knows that it's not being promoted.
Yeah. So why do it if you're not gonna promote it? If you ain't gonna live it? And you took the Fauci jab. He promoted taking the Fauci jab, and he said that they basically bullied me or forced me to take it, because if I didn't take it, then I wouldn't be able to travel, and if I don't work, I don't eat, or whatever. So maybe that's why. Montega, NY dudes always converting to Islam when they go to prison. I don't think it's just NY dudes. That's kind of universally in Danny, all the big cities, all the major ghettos and cities of black America. Yeah, mate. I mean, you got time to sit down. You got time to hear from wiser people that's doing life. That threw their life all the way away, and their wiser heads is in one place where you can't get distracted. You have to sit down and listen and learn and try to make the most of your time. So, I won't say that's a bad thing. That's the best thing to do. Because whatever you was doing that got you landed in prison or jail in the first place clearly wasn't the best things to be doing. So that's not nothing to clown. I don't say no New York dudes. That's anybody. I salute any and everybody that convert to Islam when they go to prison. Question is, what do you do when you get out? Do you stay converted? Do you stay with the discipline? Or did you just use that to survive the that animal shelter? Because you got to be an animal in there. View from the Mud TV. Do you have a relationship with the brother 19 Keys? Yeah, that's my young bro. Yeah. Yeah, I got a relationship with him. Actually, now that you even reminded me of that, um, supposed to did a few things, so maybe I'll reach out for him this Ramadan, inshallah. But yeah, I do. Um, but yeah, ask me some questions, y'all. You know, we just here. If y'all ain't doing nothing on Friday, y'all trying to stay out of trouble, or you in the house winding down from the work week, feel free to ask me any questions, any comments. Or if y'all just want to express something, y'all got any kind of business, online, independent business or whatever that you want to shout out, you want to circulate, or you want me to shout out so we can send some business your way, feel free to do that. Feel free to get on here and, let me know and I'll shout it out. HJ entered a 90-day juice fast at 6 p.m. today. 90 days. That's 3 months. I literally had no idea that it was Ramadan until I tuned in 15 minutes ago. Man, yeah, you in tune. I don't know what your reasons are. Clearly they're mental and physical and spiritual health reasons. Usually when we do fast and juice fast is because of physical ailments that we trying to clear up, and that's beautiful. But the benefits that come along with it when Ramadan is when you actually praying, you reading, you studying, you feeding your mind with the most holy and righteous divine food, because like the Bible or whatever say, man don't live on bread alone. It's what we feed on mentally, what we feed on visually, when we feed on audibly. That's the real food. So what we putting in our mouths, that's just that's just one thing. But the thing that really makes us who we are and shapes and forms our thoughts and our actions is what we putting in our brain. Our brain food. Is that junk food? Or is that health food? So yeah, juice fast. That's a blessing. So I don't know how often you drink the juice, but Ramadan we don't eat or drink nothing. Period, until the nighttime hours, until the sun goes down. And us in the nation, we only eat one meal a day anyway. So this ain't nothing. This is no difference for us whatsoever. So our definition of fasting in the nation in the NOI is zero food, just water, just water. So no juice fast, no eating at night, even when the sun go down. Like our version of fasting is nothing but water, because you had to have water and oxygen to stay alive in this human body.
I mean, because your body is made of 75% water.
Yeah, and you got to have oxygen. So, Mr. Corey, what's up with it? Jamar, CEO 120.3. Have you read up on the Epstein list yet? Nah, but I heard it was a nothing burger. What they said is a gang of redacted, blanked out names and blanked out whatever. But nah, has it been some kind of update? Was it some names or whatever that got released or stood out? Because I think we would have heard it all over the news if it was real, if it was a real list of the real people that, I ain't heard nothing. I ain't heard no names. I ain't heard nothing other than it was a nothing burger. King Z, I need some more silver, colloidal silver. Yeah, just hit my. Oh, I forgot to even check that. Yeah, I got a matter of fact, tomorrow, Saturday. Inshallah, I got to go re-up on inventory on bottles and supplies and stuff like that. So I'm glad you reminded me. So I'll be on it, King Z. Yusuf, walaikum salam, brother. Adrian, brother, and Ahmad, Hana Roll in the chat. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem. KMS, did you participate in the 24-hour economic blackout today? I ain't really know nothing about it, but yeah, because I ain't bought nothing today. Yeah, I've been preparing for Ramadan. So I've been in the house all day. And what was it for? What was a 24-hour blackout? It was for what? It's protesting who exactly? Blackout according to who? The government, or is it against Trump? Is it against who is it against? And who was putting it together? I think I seen Al Sharpton. Was Al Sharpton behind that? Yeah, I don't, it ain't really hit my radar. So I thought I seen some posts on Instagram or something, but I didn't look at them. But yeah, I participated, but not intentionally. Yeah. But what was that about? So a whole lot of stuff gonna be exposed, though. I know a whole lot of stuff gonna be exposed. What can we talk about, man?
I don't know.
You don't know, huh? Once you hit record, once you hit go live, we don't know. So that's why I just put this in the chat.
I just wish people would get on live and stuff.
Well, they ain't even got to get on live. They can just hit us.
Like it'd be like the other lives and stuff where you actually be having a subject and stuff.
Yeah, but this is just keeping each other company. How we started out, so it'll flow if it's supposed to flow. I'm looking at Kanye though. Ye back on his Twitter. He on his Hitler, his pro Hitler rants or pro whatever. So it's all good. Man, yeah. So since it's Ramadan, because I could have definitely got my last little turn up on, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start it off early. Is Ye on them $5 cappers bumpers, or is he giving them a little? Nah, he on them. He on them. Salute to Ye, he on them. Yeah, he ain't having it. He like Trump. Ye is like Trump when it comes to them small cappers. He's not backing down. He got a grudge or something, and I'm mad at him. Man. Man, we ain't been this quiet in a long time, huh? Nope. Trying to practice peace, huh? Peace. That's not a good thing. Righteousness. Yeah. I'm getting my last turn up in. Be careful. Grace is over. Grace is over. Be careful on that last turn up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just being safe than sorry. Because certain things I wanted to say, Yusuf say, only man, only fan, got exposed yesterday by yeah, I mean, he been exposed. It wasn't even exposed. Like, it's just I couldn't take no more. And
what happened?
I'm not gonna repeat it. Just something that if you're not really representing, because I never pressed him or whatever and said what mosque you out of and where did you get registered at and who did you soldier with or what, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even, it's more, I just want to hear from people and hear, their opinions, their thoughts, let them express themselves. But if your expression of yourself is to wag your finger at me and to tell me what I ain't doing or what I shouldn't be doing, or then you must be looking for some other kind of attention. And he found it. He got what he was looking for. And that's that. Ain't nothing more to it. But I do be looking for leaders. He's not a leader. He's not a leader. So, you know, I'm looking for leaders of disbelief. That's who we fight. That's who I want to expose. Somebody brought up Madon Commit last night, brought up Gene or somebody else. I forgot who it was, but we was talking about Gino, Pastor Gino Jennings, or anybody that you know of that got a name. If they have publicly said something and they got a big following or audience or whatever, and they said something, they claim God, but they against Farrakhan or they against Elijah Muhammad, then those are the ones that I want to put on blast. Those are the ones I want to turn up, and I will turn up this evening. Thank you, Big Ralph, for the Cash App. Got your Cash App. Salute. Thank you, Big Ralph. So that's who I would turn up on right now before Ramadan starts. So if any of that shows up, but since Ramadan is coming for the next 30 days, I ain't gonna be able to get it in. Ain't not like nobody never showed up anyway. So it's just me punching a bag or me shadow boxing or something. Like, ain't nobody want to see that. You know. And then the people that ain't got no followings want to talk the loudest and be over here the loudest. Like, you ain't got no following. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Go get your leader. Go get somebody. Knowledge, Brother Cam, can you explain the importance of Ramadan and the purpose? Ramadan is a prescription according to the Holy Quran. Ramadan is a prescription to help us guard and grow and guard against evil and conquer the internal negative force or the internal devils and Satans. That's where Satan came from. Satan or devil came out of the original people. So in the original people, of course, you got two people. You got you got dominant and recessive. Dominant represents dark or the stronger. Recessive represents lighter or the weaker. And it's two. The recessive contains the opposite. If you splice or graft the recessive, to its weakest stage, then you'll find the polar opposite nature. So Ramadan is a prescription to purify us of that devil or that impurity or that underdeveloped, immature negative expression of Allah, of God, that's in every human being. And it's also a purification for physical health of poisons and toxins. It's the most natural detox, universally accepted and practiced detox, as well as praying and practicing charity and practicing harmony and no conflict, no arguing, no fighting, and and feeding off of the highest frequency mental food that you can get your hands on for 30 days. So it's just not about eating food or abstaining from eating food. It's abstaining from doing all of the things that you're not supposed to do, that we know we're not supposed to do. So that's what Ramadan is. And, a lot of people say it takes 21 days to break a habit and start a new one or a better one. So that's what this is. So all of the habits that we know that we slaves to, that we should be breaking, all the spells that we know we're supposed to be breaking and the curses that we're supposed to be breaking, Ramadan is the global time period to be able to do that. And Ramadan is the month that the Holy Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, 1400 years ago. It was first revealed on what's called the Night of Majesty or the Night of Power. The first part of the Quran, the first revelation, because the Quran after that continued to be revealed to Prophet Muhammad for the next 23 years. So the Holy Quran, the whole thing wasn't just revealed at once and one night. It was revealed over a period of 23 years. So after 23 years, right before the Prophet passed, he had all of the revelations that he had been getting over the 23 years compiled and arranged in a certain order according to the last revelation. And that's what we have today as the Holy Quran. and the Holy Quran is just a book of principles and a book of histories and prophecies and the correction of tamperings of former prophecies. And it's basically just a book of the nature of the original black righteous people of God. So it's not about ghosts and spooks and spirits and invisible this and traditional stories and rituals. It's not about that. It's about the actual identity and way of life of the original righteous black man and woman of this planet. So hopefully that's a good enough answer. Ramadani, did you see those neo-Nazis protesting or protesters getting kicked out of Ohio by black residents recently? No, I didn't see that. They better leave them alone. I don't know what the neo-Nazis was protesting about. Can you tell us what the neo-Nazis was allegedly protesting about? Because us in the Nation of Islam, we don't have no problem with no neo-Nazis. Y'all know the history of our agreement and understanding in the NOI and the FOI with the American Nazi Party, who the founder was General George Lincoln Rockwell, who visited and spoke at NOI convention back in the 50s. And I posted the video up. It's no secret. Y'all might want to leave them alone. Y'all might want to stop letting these rainbow small caps put a so-called racist emotional battery in your back. You better leave them people alone. I'm just telling y'all, trying to be tough and super woke, super pro-black. That's not how you be pro-black. What was the neo-Nazis talking about? And we can see if those is really real American Nazi parties, so-called neo-Nazis, or what? What was they protesting? Trying to find out thoughts about the 7 planets aligning with the sun tonight at the beginning of Ramadan. Definite sign message. If you know, you know, absolutely. Yeah, just the end of grace, the end of the time, the 50th year, then the 70th year, and you know, I gotta say it. Well, nah. We were taught, if you've seen this right here, let me see. If you've seen this right here, then you know what that symbol in the background means, that cosmic event right there in the background, what that means, and why it says repent, for the kingdom of God is now here. Grace is now over with. The light of the sun, which represents the messenger of Allah or God in our midst, is being taken out, taken away. We are entering the official dark period of chastisement and wrath of the God, not of the devil, of the God. So the planets lining up, the heavens, because we taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that in our solar system of 9 planets in this solar system, 7 of the planets have people on them. All 9 of them have life, but 7 of the planets are inhabited with its own people. So the heavens coming together, or alignment, the heavens being in alignment for this event right here. Because the God of this planet, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father and mother of civilization, God of the universe, this is the superior planet. This is the home of the God, of the originator. So all of the planets fall in line with this planet. So the fact that that cosmic event is going on here with the son of God, all the planets are aligning behind that event. And if you know what the Quran says about the event and then the overwhelming event, then that's as far as I go with that.
Oh, your little thing came.
Oh, okay. Overlay.
I made the overlay.
You made the overlay? Yeah, that's my. Yeah, let me get that back on here. Where did I do that at? Right there. Yeah, there we go. She did that. My graphics designer. You know what I'm saying?
Manager, executive producer.
Mm-hmm. So that was a good question. Wally 100, the dude was long winded and not humble, arrogant, aura about himself. Yeah, it just immature. That's all. Just immature and out of step, out of time, out of step. And if Allah please, then he'll be guided. But I'm not the one to do it because you're already crossing all kind of lines by hopping on, suggesting certain things and claiming both camps. Oh, they're trying to Wi-Fi me out the game now, huh? No, we back.
But honestly, it's just like I can understand because once it like if a person crossed that line too much, because you were trying to part that slide because you know that a lot of people are just conscious to the
absolutely
news, but sometimes when they cross that specific line, like if
habitual line crossers.
Like if the line right here, you can't step over it, and then you can't go 5 feet deep into the cave.
Man, I'm saying, and just the culture. I mean, not the culture, but I guess I don't know. Maybe it is the culture, or maybe it is the culture of a lot of the brothers, especially on the East Coast, because that's where hip hop, rap, kind of popularized. Because rap was all over the place by black people, but as far as the hip hop version of rap, it came from the East Coast. It came from New York. So the brothers on the East Coast was real good with the word play. You know what I mean? And so was Malcolm. I think Malcolm had a lot to do with that. The way Malcolm became a wordsmith and mastered the dictionary and just mastered diction and language. So a lot of the brothers, that whole culture on that side of the country became, wordsmiths, and they like to talk. They like to verbally talk a lot. That's where rap came from. You know what I'm saying? The best talkers. Not saying that they wasn't active and they won't get busy and get active, but I don't got the patience or the ears of, for a whole lot of talk, especially if it's kind of aggressive talk or accusatory talk. Like it's just like boxing. You're just supposed to say as much, to let the other person know or let the people know that you got an issue and this is your issue, and then let's what we gonna do about it. Now it's time to do something about it. So since I'm not talking about getting violent and putting my hands on nobody or nobody putting their hands on me, what I say we do about it is call for the divine God curse fade. We both claiming God. I don't want to hear no arguing. I want to hear no long talking and accusing me. Okay, if I'm that bad, then let's do this. If I'm violating that bad, let's do this. I don't want to hear no talking. I don't want to do no talking. So on the West Coast, we was kind of known as the opposite. You know what I'm saying? We kind of known like now, that's why it's so dangerous, because you think it's sweet and you think somebody is admiring the way that you can do this and do that. And next thing you know, you unconscious, or next thing you know is whatever. So that happens on the East Coast. That happens in Chicago. It's men of that caliber everywhere. But because of this is just my view and my study over the years, because of Malcolm's influence and how he became so successful by his verbal sword, that a lot of and that's where he was at. He was in Harlem in New York, and that's where he made his name for himself in his rebellion. That inspired a lot of people to think that that's the thing to do, and so I can't really take too much of that. I love just doing the work, and then the work will speak for itself, or the work will speak for you. That's like my brother God, Life Allah, spoke to me about today, and I agree. people that, that got actions, your actions is speaking. And most times the most powerful speech is not speaking at all. Just knowing how to be quiet. And that's why I be trying to just listen, but then I hear a lot of recklessness and I hear a lot of, 5150 and unstable mental illness from a lot of people. So I have to say something. And then when you say something as though, you know what you're talking about, then they say you think you know it all and you trying to always be right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to always be right. And I'm trying to challenge you to prove that I'm not right. And if you can't do that, then you got an attitude, or you in your feelings, or you on a rampage, or you bashing, or you bullying, or like, oh, okay. So somebody gonna always be mad or upset with you. So I'd rather y'all be upset with me than my leader, than my God that taught me how to be right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to be arrogant and cocky or whatever, but what's the difference? If you defending yourself, I don't care who call me cocky if I'm defending myself. A lot of people that you didn't really know that know how to box or know MMA or martial arts or whatever, you was bullying them until you found out they know how to speak a certain kind of language. And then when they finally respond, they do you so brutally, then everybody watching calls them the monster. Now they're the monster. You never seen the violations that led up to this. You never seen the buildup of violations that build up that led to this. You just seen my response. And now I gotta go sit down, or I gotta, be the enemy of a whole community because of how I did one of your little rebels. So, that's what we signed up for. So it's all good. King me, peace. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem. Robert Epps, Allah says in the Quran in chapter 27 that he will show you his signs so that you shall recognize them. Yeah. BL Senior, salute. Somehow my restrictions were turned on and I missed half the show. Dang. I don't know. You know how they be doing. Adrian, correct me if I'm wrong. Is the planet Mercury a sign of Farrakhan? I mean, I guess it could be, since it's the closest to the sun. It could be, in a sense. Yeah, it could be. Robert Epps, truth be told, rap came from the South. I don't know. I ain't getting into all of that. No matter where it came from, it got popularized in New York because New York was the media capital at that time. So if it wasn't LA, it was going to be New York. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about where the actual art form, I wasn't there. So I just know where I heard it from. I heard it from New York. So wherever it originally came from, I wasn't born yet, or I wasn't paying attention. So this thing called rap that we know as hip hop came from New York, from what I know. Madon, salute. Madon. Saw a post seldom seen. Saw a post about part 2 of Savior's Day webcast this Sunday. Yeah, that's this Sunday, part 2 of Repent, for the Kingdom of God is at hand. I forgot. I don't know if it's called the same thing, but yes, it's part 2. So what Minister Ishmael, student Minister Ishmael, wasn't able to cover last Sunday, he's going to cover this Sunday. So yeah, definitely tune in for that. And that's going to be going on during Ramadan. Robert Epps, yep, fighting without fighting. If that's true, would this be the first time of what? I don't know what you're saying, seldom seen. If that's true, would this be the first time? It would what be the first time? So that, you got to keep in mind, I don't know, once I read the comments and my brain is going to go on the next comment and I'm going to be paying full attention to what the next person is talking about. So I'm going to forget anything that you didn't say in the first comment. So whenever you comment, trying to put a complete thought in one comment, because I'm not going to go back on it and find out who was talking about what. Trying to find out that incident brother was speaking on occurred that incident the brother was speaking on occurred in Lincoln Heights, Ohio, a historically black neighborhood. The black family there have now armed themselves against this ongoing harassment. Maybe you answered that. So that was harassment. So that the neo-Nazis was allegedly harassing somebody, a black family. Why would they be harassing a black family? Is it a white neighborhood? And if it's a white neighborhood, why would black people want to move there? Don't go where you're not wanted. That's exactly the foolishness and the unwise behavior that people that don't have the teachings of the Nation of Islam is going to practice and fall in a ditch. I don't know the story, you know what I'm saying? But to me, I don't know. And I don't just trust my own people, so-called one side of the story. I learned that from the Bible and Quran and Moses, the story of Moses, who seen one of his own people fighting a so-called enemy, and then he intervened on the side of his own people and found out that his own people was the one who was in the wrong, and he had struck the opposite tribe person that his people was arguing with and killed them. Now he got a body. Now he on the run, and he didn't even know he was in the wrong. So just because somebody claimed, the black people, man, black, the KKK or the such and such, I don't buy none of that. I don't buy none of that. Just because you black and you say that you this and that, I don't buy none of that. I need to hear the whole story. I need to see evidence, proof, results. Because if we ain't learned nothing by now, we learned them little video clips that we see. It looks like a black person is getting brutalized or harassed or something by somebody, white police. But you see the full clip, you see it's the black person that started it and assaulted somebody, the white person first. So I don't get into that emotional racial tricknology business. Give me the whole story and let me judge it for myself. Excuse me. Put in or type in Jelly Roll Morton Dirty Dozen interview and song. Listen to that. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, like I said, we be on different stuff. DJ Album, salute. Yeah. If we ain't learned nothing by now, that every brother ain't a brother, every black person ain't right. Every black person that cries wolf or that cries racism or that cries injustice is not right. If we haven't learned nothing by now, so wasn't the majority of our black leaders took out by other black people that turned on their own people? So why would I just believe any racist reports of racism or KKK or neo-Nazi or whatever, when I know more about neo-Nazis and KKKs than most black people do? Members of the Nation of Islam know more about, I'm talking about up close and personal, their doctrine, their beliefs, their wants, their likes, dislikes, their intents, their aims, their function, their purpose, than 99% of the black people on the planet. How did we know? We got a relationship with them. We established a direct line of communication and an agreement with them way back in 1959. So if y'all know anything about the story of the Red Sea in the Bible, Red Sea represents revolution, bloodshed, race between races in America. And it's only one party, it's only one camp, group of people that was allowed or able to part the Red Sea and walk through all of it without being touched, without being harmed. Do y'all know what that means? Do you know what group that is? Do you know why only one group was able to do that? Because only one group had established the understanding and a relationship to be able to do that. And that also applies internationally, not just here. that same respect is established globally with this one nation, which we will all see shortly. You know what I'm saying? After the persecution and after, the drama and how they have to come against us, then after they come against us, then you'll see what happens after that. I'm trying to find out, this a whole neighborhood that neo-Nazis pulled up in to harass our people, and now the black people have organized armed patrol there. That's fine, but that's still one side of the story. I refuse to believe that. I'm just telling you, I'm black. I'm a pro-black. You don't get no more blackety black track record than me in the Nation of Islam. So I don't believe that story just on face value. They just pulled up to harass the black people. I don't believe that. So that's just like saying that the Nation of Islam is anti-Semitic and we a terrorist organization and hate group and we the worst thing since Hitler and we like black Nazis, and that's what they say about us, right? They've been saying that about us since the 80s, since before that, the 70s, the 60s. Was it any of it true? Because all of the hearsay and all of the media and all of the gossip said that was true. So why would I believe that? Show me. Show me some interviews of the alleged neo-Nazis and what they cause was or what their issue was. Trying to find out, according to reports, alleged. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So the reason why a lot of people have such issues and be so frustrated and upset with the Nation of Islam, because not only do we have receipts, we have relationships that other people say y'all sold out, y'all sellouts. Oh, so y'all worship Scientology, huh? So y'all believe in Scientology, huh? Or so y'all cool with the white Father Flager, the white Catholic preacher, the Catholic priest dude, or y'all cool with this, or y'all cool with that, and Master Farad Muhammad, y'all God is a white man, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we the main one that teach who the devil is and push the line. Everybody else just now getting mad enough at them to try to protest and arm themselves and this and that. Like, that's not what we do. That's what Malcolm wanted to do, and you seen what happened to him. No, our teacher says that would be suicide. No, you don't fight them people with their arms, and they the ones that make the arms. You rely on Allah. You fight them a different kind of way. You learn the power of your God powers, of willpower, or you leave it to the superior military mechanics that's already above our head.
I guess I'm on now.
Peace.
Peace to you, Cam. I just want to say something right quick. A lot of people say that the Nation of Islam, the 5% nation, is racist. And I just wanted to say what I just dropped down in the comment section. Is when I got my 120, it said that the Nation of Islam is not a pro-black organization. It's a pro-righteousness organization that stands for justice, freedom, and equality. It just stands for what is right. But when I look at the Nation of Islam, everybody always talk about how Nation of Islam, the 5%, we talk about white people, but I see that the Nation of Islam criticizes black people more than anybody, and then we talk about everybody else. Go ahead.
That's correct. That's correct. Because we the one made the devil. The devil came from out of us. So why would we be more concerned with them than with what's hiding within us that we brought out? We the ones that produced that. So the big accountability is with self.
Yeah, it is with self. So that's all I want to say. And people criticize me and of what I believe and what I'm what I'm a part of, but I say I'm not racist. I'm not I criticize white people. I'm not against white people. I just criticize white people. And but some just white people, like when you criticize them, they just feel like, oh, you often get racist.
Well, we got the history. We got our slave names. We still wearing the names of people that human trafficked us and tortured us and terrorized us for the last 470 years. So if we ain't got the right to criticize that, then we don't got no human rights. Have you ever been to a Nation of Islam mosque meeting?
So I mean, you said that, Cam. It's really funny that you asked me that, but I plan to go to one in the next 2 days. Mosque 34 in Durham, North Carolina. I was maybe trained and enlightened by Nation of God's Earth. And then a smaller set called the Muslim God Cipher. But I've been hearing you talk lately, and I've been hearing you and talk for years. And I'm a student. I consider myself a student of you, but I want to go to the direct source. And I don't agree with a lot of Nation of Gods on Earth saying, especially the older God Melchizedek, saying that us nation. People in the Nation of Gods and Earth, we're not Muslims, and I don't. That's why but
yeah, I would if I can interject right there. If it wasn't Ramadan, and we'll see, Allah knows best, but that's one of the types of people that I want to run the God curse challenge with publicly, because if you're such veteran, and I just it's interesting that you brought his name up, just Melchizedek, Allah, is it Shabazz Allah, something like that?
I just know his name is Melchizedek.
Shabazz Allah, a dark-skinned brother that's like in his 80s or 88 or something like that, and he said he was there with Malcolm and Clarence 13X. So but the point being is, he said that I heard him say he was the one that printed up the lessons and helped distribute them out just to the general public, the general youth. So he left. He's talking about the reason I left is because I was a businessman, you know what I'm saying? And I was getting my money or something like that. So he had a business that a copier machine or something like that he wasn't selling the lessons, but he said, he was the one providing all of the copies of the lessons that Brother Clarence 13X, or who they called the Father Allah at that time, was distributing out to the youth when they were supposed to be for registered Muslims only. So he left the mosque to help rebel against the structure in New York, against the mosque structure, and help with that. So he still claims the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He claimed to be a follower of all of that. So those are the characters that, since they're OGs and since grace is up, and I believe he would accept to get on the live with me based on what I've seen of his character. I seen him in person at Savior's Day a couple of years. So I seen him there, always selling something, always have a booth selling something with a lot of rings on and a lot of jewelry and stuff like that on.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say
I would invite him to the God Curse challenge. I would invite him to the challenge of Holy Quran, verse 361. Matter of fact, let me post that up real. Go ahead.
I would just say, I mean, just from the Nation of Gods and Earth's criticism, is that they're saying that the Nation of Islam during the 60s, the 50s, and the 70s, they were acting like the 10%ers. And while you were in the Nation of Islam, you had to learn. You had to learn and go through certain things and be tested, which Elijah Muhammad said that he tested a lot of people, and he tested Louis Farrakhan the hardest and the worst. And that's what the Nation of Gods and Earth was saying, that they were acting like the 10%ers. So what the Father
who
Allah
was acting like the 10%ers? Well, I can't really take. Well, are you a 5%er?
I would consider myself in the.
Not what you could consider yourself. Does the 5% nation recognize you as a member of their nation?
No, I just consider
you shouldn't speak on them then.
In a way, I feel like I should speak on them, Cam, because I feel like I'm a Muslim, but at the same time,
you can't speak for them. You can speak for what you want to be, but you can't speak for. You can't answer the questions that I'm gonna ask. You understand?
I can't speak on the questions you're gonna ask, but I'm just telling you, from what I heard from both sides, and the Father Allah, Clarence 13X, he brought lessons without you having to train, without you having to discipline. He was giving the lessons, the full lessons, to people who are going in and out of jail, smoking weed, storing cocaine in their nose, and that's kind of the difference. Like, they just feel like the Nation of Gods and Earth just feel like the Nation of Islam was very religious, very cult-like, very structured, and acting like the 10%. And as well, it's a lot of before you say something, it's a lot of, and the way the organization is structured, I would say, is structured like the Masons, because Elijah Muhammad.
How is the Mason structured?
By saying that you got to get to a certain level to get to a certain degree.
Well, that's not Masons. That's any university. That's any school or university. Why would you just say the Masons?
Because Master Father Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad, before they started the Nation of Islam, they were in these circles. They were in the Freemasons, and they were in the circles of Noble Drew Ali.
But that's still a university. What that got to do with anything? That's just still a school of learning.
But my point is that the Nation of Gods and Earth is like, hey, if you're given the knowledge, you shouldn't. That's what their point is. You shouldn't just hide it off for certain people. You should just give it all.
Okay, let me ask you this. So if you're a nation, do you just give away your military secrets to anybody in the public?
It's not military secrets.
What then? That proves that you're not a. What is the meaning of FOI?
It's a fruit of Islam.
It means what?
Fruit of Islam is the core of Islam.
What is the meaning of it? In the lessons, you got your lessons, right? What does the lessons say that the meaning of FOI is?
Well, Cam, I'm a baby of knowledge.
Well, you ain't supposed to be talking to me then. So that's the point. That's the problem. The problem is you still talking instead of listening.
Well,
You're not a FOI and you're not a 5%er. I know more than you about both. So what are you talking about instead of listening about when it comes to me?
I was just talking about, the other week, Cam, you was talking real reckless about Clarence 13X, and
I was reckless. What
you was,
say exactly what I was reckless about.
And then you even apologized
No, I apologize for Clarence my spirit. 13X. Listen. I want you to finish this because you just parroting now. I apologize for my spirit. What reckless did I say about Clarence 13X?
That he was a rebel.
That's reckless, or was that a fact?
He wasn't a rebel. Clarence 13X was always acknowledged.
No, stop.
Elijah Muhammad. He never
talking.
spoke bad about Elijah Muhammad.
Stop talking. You don't know, you was never there. Every 5%er that I ever talked to said that Brother Clarence 13X was a rebel. He rebelled. So why do you say that he didn't rebel and you ain't even no 5%er? Why do you say that and you're not a 5%er, but the real 5%ers say that he did rebel?
Well, Cam, I consider myself a 5%er.
I don't care what you consider yourself. They don't consider you. And you said I was talking reckless. So who's talking reckless, me or you?
I mean, what I'm saying is, Cam, get straight to the point, which you like for me to always do, is Clarence 13X never spoke against Elijah Muhammad. He never.
Who said anything about speaking? Anybody talking about nothing? Speaking,
so how was he a rebel? He left
actions.
the mosque.
Do you know what actions mean? Do you know what actions are?
So just because you leave the mosque and do your own.
That's why you get muted. So if you don't know, that's why you're not a 5%er. That's why you're not a real 5%er. That's why you're not a FOI, because you don't know. Oh, I guess you left. But yeah, I got 50 minutes? I got a few minutes left to turn up. So you can get my blood boiling. Every time you come on here, your nose is running, you smoking on something, you drinking on something. But I try to make myself available for any and everybody, but that's clearly going to have to stop. It's content, but it's characters like that keep on rah-rahing talking about I'm violating Clarence 13X. Niggas who ain't even 5%ers. False flag, who knows what you are and where you came from, niggas that's taken up for somebody that I just clearly earlier posted God like this, God life Allah, 58-year vet, got knowledge of self in 1981. We had Daniel a whole hour talk today. You might want to go find his page and have a conversation with him. Talk to a real God, a real 5%er. All y'all little false flag, the trash gonna get took out. Trash is trash day every day now. Every day. So if you false flagging and false representing somebody else's organization or somebody else's army or military, because the FOI is a military. FOI is a name given to the military training of men and boys that belong to Islam in North America. Military. You don't give away no military information. We are military. So you gonna give away our information? No, that's treason. That's not just rebellion, that's treason. You shouldn't have joined up. You knew it was a military. So everybody can have their reasons for why they rebelled, but it's still rebellion. I'm not saying the motive was wicked or the motive was righteous. It's still rebellion. And if you ain't a member of neither organization or neither nation, what are you running your mouth like your nose is running for? Let your nose keep running instead of running your mouth. Jamila, they come on here pretending to be with Bro Cam, but yeah, right. It's entertainment. but I don't want to do it at the expense. See, that's what COINTELPROs do. Even if they know or they don't know that they're agents of Satan, you might be agents of the literal FBI, CIA, Department of Justice, Satan's, or you might be agents of your own internal Satan, your own internal weakness, your own internal vices and addictions that sends you over here with me to, to cause trouble, tell lies, causing the righteous to fight and try to delete one another. Because you don't belong to either group. You don't belong to either group. But I'm opening the floor because I do that. But then that's me. Like I said, I'm self-correcting and I'm correcting how I respond, or should I even respond, because I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to see what's floating around here. I want y'all to see these are the people that is quick to hop on the live. The people that I ask for, the people that's really, the genuine articles, they don't really be on here like this. Madon.
Yo, Cam, salute. What's happening?
Salute, man. Just getting my pre-Ramadan on, my last little turn up, because I'm gonna have to be peaceful for the next 30 days, inshallah.
Hey, I feel you, man. Yeah, man. Hey, gotta turn up, man. You might scare them off, you know what I'm saying? Or I already got them scared off, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why, a lot of them got to smoke whatever they smoke and drink whatever they drink and shoot up whatever they shoot up before they even come over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if them people send you over here, you can't come over here in your right mind. You have to get on some of their poison to come fulfill your obligations.
Yeah. Hey, because one thing I do notice, man, because I was at work, but I've been listening in, but I'm at the crib. But one thing I noticed is that the brothers keep saying you attacking, or or you, I forgot the exact word they was using, but basically they saying you being an aggressor and stuff like that, man. I don't think they would say that if they, if they really understood the reason why you even came and said something about, Jamar in the first place,
Yeah, and I spoke with, like I said, the God life, God life Allah brother today, and we went into that, and God willing, I'm gonna get him on the live, and we're gonna go and build on how we built today in private. But it's necessary, though. It's needed to have certain conversations and show how agent provocateurs that really don't represent, that's really not from your hood or your section or your group or your organization, would get out here and speak as though they really defending, they speaking up for this organization that you're not even a part of. You making trouble. It's like I said, it's like the lessons. You know what I'm saying? Why did we run Yaqub and his maid such and such from the root of civilization? Because they started making trouble among the righteous. They accused the righteous. They accused the righteous, causing them to fight and delete one another. You gonna say that I'm reckless because you heard me say it, right? No, I said my spirit could have been reckless. Ain't nothing came out my mouth was reckless. But he was just looking for something that he could use to say that I was reckless against Clarence 13, against the leaders of that organization, so that they can get them upset with me.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely peep game.
And I be trying not to just destroy them and humiliate them. You know what I'm saying? But they be humiliating themselves. So I don't get no thrill out of beating up a paraplegic. You already paralyzed. You ain't producing nothing. I don't get no kick out of that. I'm trying to let you express yourself, but then it's gonna come back to what you did, Cam, and you was talking crazy, and I was like, all right, well, all right.
Yeah, I feel exactly where you're coming from, man. You didn't Hey man, well, I won't say you hit the hornet's nest. You know what I'm saying? Because if you did, the hornet sure ain't stinging like they should be, from my point. But you know,
well,
yeah.
They're not even the hornets. Them the rejects. Them the ones that wasn't allowed in the nest. They wasn't allowed in the hive. So they mad at us, and they mad at the real hornets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're just floating around, just trying to cause trouble in either camp.
I feel you, man. Like a bee with no stinger. I feel, yeah, man.
That's them. Junie Network say, yeah, if you're not a member of either nation, you definitely coming to cause nothing but trouble, because you're not submitting and shutting the F up and getting taught. That's why you're not considered a 5%er, because you ain't quality. You don't make the cut. But the world of social media, you can come over here, and Brother Cam, bless his heart, he gonna give you a platform. He gonna let you express yourself. Silly me.
Hey, but you know what? You give them. Hey, the beauty of it is that, you know, you give them the opportunity to come in down their own sword. You know, ain't nothing better than seeing somebody down their own sword when they coming in wrong and incorrect.
Man, I don't even want to see him do that. But you know, if that's what, so be it. That's what it is. Zedric, thank you, Big Zedric, and got your cash app. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. And Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you. Blessed Ramadan to you and your family. But yeah, I don't want to see that unless you really trying to attack. Like, but most attackers are cowards. They're not going to attack you, you know, courageously like a brave. They're going to do it in a slick little snotty nose way, a little shirt off, Deuce Bigelow male stripper way or something. Like it's going to be a whole different kind of thing that's off of the manhood path. You know what I'm saying? That's not accepted in either camp. You're not going to be accepted in the 5%er nation with how you look and what you're doing and what you're talking about. And you're definitely not going to be accepted in the FOI. But their job is to just cause confusion and hopefully cause beef between any and all black organization, you know, people that's organized.
Yeah, I can feel what you're saying, man. Again, they come in and with their Judas bag, like Judas, to cause confusion.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's Judas, because they was never nobody's day one. They was never day one with no righteous master in the first place. Like I said, they didn't even make it to the Judas level. They couldn't even get to Judas level. That's a diss to Judas. I wouldn't even insult Judas with that.
Hey, now that you say it like that, bro, that's real. They just perpetrating a fraud.
Yeah. So, but I don't say that they're worthless. It's just like my job. I got to give everybody a chance to express themselves, and then once I see what your expression is, I got to see, you know, how poisonous and how rusty you are, because extra time is not allotted for poison and rusty locks. I just got to see, are you familiar with the teachings? Are you familiar with this? Oh, okay. Well, why aren't you with the FOI? Why have you ever been to a mosque? That's why I asked him. It's funny that you asked that. Well, it's not a joke. Have you been to a mosque or not? Well, I plan on going this Sunday. Okay, go to the mosque and stop coming over here. Go directly to the source. That's it. If you know where to go, then your blood is off my hands. We don't really have nothing else to talk about, because you're not a leader. You're not a leader of nothing. So, I only really bump heads with people that's leaders of their community, or leaders of their organization, or leaders of, whatever it is that they into. If they disagree with me, be a leader of something. If you're gonna disagree with me, there's gonna be a random dude that's doing nothing.
Yeah, I can definitely understand where you're coming from.
So, but yeah, man, I guess it's my last little turn up. I was saying, like we was talking about yesterday about the Geno Jennings, and dude brought up the Melchizedek, Shabazz, Allah character. These are the kind of people that if Allah please after Ramadan, I'm a will, because they already made their position clear, and they're not getting more reasonable. They're getting more offensive and more bold in their violation in their words or whatever. So I don't even necessarily think I'm gonna ask the God about this if this is okay. I don't think I need them to accept my invite. I think, I'm gonna ask the God if I can just run it without them even participating and just keep my eyes open and see, if his will be done.
Yeah, I feel you on that, bro.
Because, I'm not, like I said, I'm not interested in nothing. We if everybody is super familiar with the minister or with Elijah or with the NOI and whatever they, then let's just run this right here. Where is it at? Damn, what happened? Let's just run that 361. Whoever then disputes with you, whoever you are, whoever then disputes with you in this matter after this knowledge has come to you, the knowledge of W.D. Farad and the knowledge of Elijah and the knowledge of Farrakhan, if you say that it's false and fake and hypocrite and deviated and all that, then come. Let us call our sons and you call your sons, and we call our women and you call your women, and we call our people and your people, and then let us all be earnest in prayer and invoke or call for the curse of Allah to fall on the liars. Nothing else to talk about. I don't want to hear your back record, your track record, your background, your pedigree, how many years you did in prison, or how many bodies you got on. That don't scare nothing over here. That don't mean nothing over here. Only thing scared me is Allah in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, Master Mahdi Elijah Muhammad, and Master Messiah Farrakhan. That's the only thing scared me. So all you're gonna do is make me more upset and make me more, earnest in my prayer to call for this or that. And it's not saying that I got no power to do nothing. You just gonna make me go ask my God, can you please show and prove this demo? I don't have no power. I'm not saying I got no superpowers where I can make nothing happen. I got a super speed dial. I got the speed dial number of who do got the power.
Yeah.
So that's all. I'm just gonna run to the Father and please let me, please let me call this out. Please let me, because I know you tired of it. You already told us the grace is over with. So I'm sure you want to do these demonstrations, and you want some mouthpieces or some soldiers, some dragon slayers to issue the challenge on these OGs that's, that know so much against Farrakhan or know so much about Elijah and the nation and this and that. Okay. Only one way to settle that. Because I'm not going to out-talk you. I'm going to out-pray you. I'm going to out-pray you for a specific curse. And you do the same with me. You do the same against me. Otherwise, don't say nothing. I don't care what you're talking about. We already heard your mouth. We already heard all these people's mouth was loud enough. Now the only thing left is let's just run this curse. Just run these curse fades and see what happens.
Hey, I feel you, bro. Because I think when you use the word curse, man, I think our people scared of that word. That's a powerful word, man, amongst the Black community.
Man, it shouldn't. They shouldn't be. We already cursed.
Right.
Yeah. What more you scared of happening? You know what I'm saying? But it's in the book. I didn't make it up. I'm just quoting the book. Like I always say, the main word right there says come say. That's talking to me and it's talking to you. Whenever somebody gets to this point where they disputing and they just set in their ways and they just full of this and they tough in their position, or I'm just so set in my ways and I'm hard-headed in my position, this is what you do if you're supposed to be a Muslim. Why are you wrangling back and forth with me? You arguing with me? Why are you trying to convince me of something if you see a lie got my heart hardened and my head is too hard? No, you do this. How about you obey what the book say do, just like I am? Say to them, or them say to Cam, come, let us call our sons and your sons and our women and your women, our people and your people, and let us be earnest in prayer and invoke, call for the curse of Allah on which one of us is the liar, which one of us is following the wrong God. It's that simple. It don't get no simpler than that. So don't put it on me like, I'm bringing up the wrong words. That's God. If you're not a Muslim, you sure shouldn't care. You definitely shouldn't be scared of me. If you Geno Jennings or any Christian that's talking, whatever you're talking about the Muslims, you definitely should be the first up to accept this with me.
Yeah, that's real, man. They claiming they was the God sent prophets. A lot of these brothers coming out of these churches. So to me, I think you should, put that to the test and let us see, what I mean? As far as like, because that's real, man. Because, it'll show that a lot of these preachers, they just playing with the word, you know what I'm saying? In my humble opinion.
I mean, we know they are, and we know they know better. So it's all going to come down to when is time up. Sodom and Gomorrah had a certain day or a certain period that time was up. The people of Noah had a certain day or time that was up. People of ancient Egypt had a certain time when time was up. People of Rome and Babylon had a certain time when time is up. So especially if you're into the Bible and the Revelation, book of Revelation, that's the whole world time is up. The people of every city time is up. And Jesus and his angels, God and his angels, these ain't devils. These is righteous angels that's wiping out a third part of the population of the planet. So they're way more bitter than I am. Cam is bitter or Cam is mad or angry. No, they way more angry and bitter than Cam is. I'm trying to level up to their bitterness. I'm trying to level up to their wrath and anger.
Yeah.
I might be going too easy on y'all. That's what the Quran say. Be not slack or weak as to cry for peace. No, I ain't supposed to be crying for peace. I'm supposed to be crying for victory. I don't want peace. I want victory in war. Whatever kind of war we doing. So since you verbal and your warfare is your mouth, then I got a sword that I want to go to war with you on.
Hey.
Man, that's all.
Yeah, I feel you though, bro. That's, man. It's about that. It's that time, man. I can feel it in the air that it's like that time for a lot of correction and just weeding out all the little, the pseudo or the spookism, because spookism is heavy out here. It's heavy.
Yeah, and we turn NOI teachings and the lessons and stuff into spookism. And claiming that we doing the opposite. None of us met Master Fard Muhammad. So since we ain't met him, then we believing in a mystery God. No, we know exactly who we believing in. We believers, though. The key word is believers. So we believe that he's the savior. We believe that he's still alive. We believe in what he gave and taught Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which was what raised us up. So we don't make no bones about that. We believers. So since I'm a believer, let me put my belief in this God that I believe in, that I've been believing in for the last 35 years. Let me put it to the test with you. Let's see if it's going to make you a believer. Because I don't think Allah wants to destroy you. I think he wants to destroy the false God that you believing in or the falsehood that you've been spewing. Because if it's about destroying you, then you're not gonna learn nothing. You're not gonna be able to be made a believer. You're gonna be made worm food. You won't learn nothing if you worm food. God ain't trying to make you worm food. You know, I'm not praying to make you worm food.
Hey, that's real.
Domingo's World. Domingo's World. What is he said? Colonial silver? No, it's colloidal silver. Colonial silver. That's remind me of Drake. You're colonized. What does colonizer silver do for you? No, it's colloidal silver. What does colloidal silver do for you? I was just curious. Much love and respect to you, brother. Love what you're doing. Thank you, Domingo's World. Colloidal silver is one of the most natural, if not, I mean, not most natural, one of the most strongest, if not the strongest natural antimicrobial, anti-pathogen, anti-fungus, antibacterial, antiviral element in nature. Silver is a natural like I said, antiviral, antimicrobial, all of that. And that's why people used to have silverware and silver platters or whatever, because within 6 to 8 seconds of contact with silver, all of those 99, well, according to peer-reviewed published medical and scientific journals, every disease-causing virus or pathogen known to science up until I haven't seen the updated. I haven't seen no virus that was resistant to silver. So colloidal silver is a liquid form of ionizing microscopic silver particles in water through electrolysis, through electrical process, and it makes them so small that it can get into your cells and run off or attenuate, render unable to reproduce or to spread, the viruses and bacteria and pathogens that's in your system, whatever it come in contact with. So on my website, westcoastcam.com, it's a little information from peer-reviewed published literature that explains exactly what it is. So just go to westcoastcam.com and click on ionic colloidal silver, and it'll tell you more about that. Anything else come to your mind, Madon?
Oh yeah, man. I saw you earlier, man. You was playing with the Don Mega, Donald Trump sitting down. Yeah, man. That was classic, man. Like, I needed to see that, man. Seeing how, world leaders talk like that, man, and you know what I mean. But at the same time, they were still able to sit down to even have a talk. So, hey, that was real good to me, man. I was loving it, every minute of it.
Yeah, and that shows that Trump is really anti-media, anti-mainstream fake news media, because that's why he had the cameras and the microphones in there, because Zelensky was benefiting off of Obama and Biden's administrations. That's where he got his $350 billion from, and was able to use American mainstream media propaganda, to meet his objectives and to run his agenda, because his agenda is not his own. He's just a puppet. He's a puppet of Great Britain. He's a puppet of the UK, in particular England, right? And over there also is Vatican City, Rome, right? Even though Rome is not officially part of the UK, but Rome is over there. Italy is still over there. And that's really who calls the shots. So Zelensky ain't representing himself. The reason why he can come over there and fold his arms up, he doing like Netanyahu, like coming in their house, telling them what they need to do and this and that. But Trump wasn't having it, and he let the whole American public see on the fake news media how they thought they was going to come in there and get at him, and how he got back at him. But that's real, Satan casting out Satan type business for us to see. And then, of course, those that still don't believe is going to say, oh, that's all scripted. That's all fake. That's all theater and this and that. Even though I be putting that up there, is that just theater or is it actually true? And if you know his track record and you know his enemies and you know what he's actually doing and what's been done, and you know the small caps that use their media and their money and their resources and their minions in the government to totally try to destroy him, destroy his character, destroy his freedom, destroy his life, his health, destroy his chances for returning to the presidency. They did all that and failed. They did all of that and failed. So if you believe that was all just scripted too, then all right, well, everything is script. It's called scripture. It's called the Holy Scripture. So yeah, it is script.
Hey, that's a bar right there, bro. That's a bar. But yeah, man. Hey, that was, the way he, Trump, like you said, he crashed out and turned up. Like, I'm like, yeah, and that's, just that.
And he's telling you, like, you playing around with the lives of millions of people. World War III is at stake because they don't got control of Putin. You know what I'm saying? So the war and the people that's dying in Ukraine and the people of Russia, those is real deaths. Them is real kills. Like, you know what I'm saying? So as much as you want to say something is scripted, them is real people dying. The people in Gaza and Israel that you can say whatever you want is scripted. Is really thousands and thousands of people dying. So that ain't scripted.
Yeah, because when he told them, that was like one of the most. Now that was some real G checking right there. Because when he told them, like, you ain't got the cards. You only got the cards because we backing you or something like that. I was like, what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he was going along with that old neocon warmonger, war hawk thing, because war is the big business. That's the whole big business of the small caps, of the Rothschilds, is to keep war. You killing all of the satanic. That's the satanic technology code. War. War causes death. It causes depression. It causes grief and anxiety and fear. It depletes and drains the treasuries of all of the money, and you get rid of the people that that you're trying to depopulate at the same time. It's the ultimate Satan activity is warfare, being warmongers. And developing weapons of war and weapons of mass destruction, like the Fauci juice, or all the stuff that they do in the laboratories, like the Wuhan, or weapons of mass destruction. All of the weapons, they're not using high science and technology to heal nothing. They're not healing nothing. They're not giving free energy. They're not housing the homeless. They're not sheltering the homeless. They're not feeding the starving poor, veterans. That's their agenda, is to do exactly that. War, get rid of the people, wipe the people out, stress the people out, make the people totally dumb, deaf, blind, dependent, slaves, and bleed them dry. You know what I'm saying? Bleed them of their money, bleed them of their faith and their spirit, bleed them of their literal life force. So Trump, that's why he knows the words to say. It don't mean that he ain't down to do the same thing, but he gonna do it for himself. He gonna do it for his own agenda. He ain't gonna do it for the small caps. If I'm gonna do all this warmonger stuff, it's gonna be for me. I'm gonna be king. He got it in him. He down to do it, but he ain't gonna do it for them. So it's a beautiful thing to see it go down like that.
Yeah, man. Like that was definitely something I hadn't seen in my lifetime, coming out the White House between the president and another leader, like this open air live, going at it like that, And dude, he was trying to hold his little ground or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But
but he used to being able to do that. So I don't know if I didn't spoke on this before. Any of y'all that ever seen Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins? Confessions of an Economic Hitman. That's how they send them in there. If you know you backed up by Satan, if you know you backed up by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the Black Rocks and the Vanguards or the Pope, the Vatican, then yeah, you're gonna go in there with some super big heavy testicles, right? You're not gonna expect Trump to do that, because you've been able to throw your nuts around with Biden, with Clinton, with Obama, with everybody. But you ran into something you didn't expect. You ran into Trump that got a whole different mindset. He not playing ball. Y'all already try to get rid of him, so he's on a whole different agenda. So by him airing that out in the public, and he said, that's why I wanted the people to hear this. I wanted the American people to hear this. That's why I said, keep letting it run. Keep letting the film run. He said that. Aired him out. Aired him out. Get your puppet ass back on and bring your master. Get your puppet out of here. You a puppet. You a puppet for the UK. You a puppet for the United Kingdom. You a puppet for England. I know who you are.
Is he part of the EU as well? The guy from the Ukraine.
I don't know what he a part of, but it's the UK that he works for. UK is who backs up Zelensky. The UK, just like Great Britain is who backs up the Balfour Declaration, that backs up Israel. It's the UK that put all this stuff in place, and all of that is ran by the Pope.
Yeah, because I was wondering, because I know I've been seeing Trump go at the EU lately, or the European Union, and I was just, you know what I'm saying, I was wondering, was the guy from Ukraine a part of the European Union? Because it's like Trump just going after all of them. Like,
yeah, well, he pulling out, allegedly pulling out of NATO, pulling out of World Health Organization, he pulling out of all them whatever conference, them organizations, G8 or G2, whatever they are, because he know who they ran by.
Yeah,
he know who's running them. They always like to say one particular name, George Soros, but it ain't just George Soros. They outnumbered Trump. That's why Trump is going to get tricked. America is going to get tricked into war, because the serpent is too wise. The serpent got too many hitters. He got too many hitters, even though America has been made up into the great beast by the power of the dragon. The dragon still got the ultimate, high card on this beast. So he finna play it. And then, like I said, we'll see if they're gonna actually try to install a black pope. If they install a black pope after this pope right here, it's announced that he did, then know for sure that it's official. The end is here. Because they won't, the reason why they put a black face on Obama on the U.S. presidency, the same way they put a black face on the Joint Chiefs. General, what's his name? What's the black dude? Colin Powell, right? Joint Chiefs of Staff. Over the military. Started off with him. And then they, start graduating to higher and higher ranks, and eventually they put a black face on Obama, on the president. And they try to put a black woman face on the next president, which was Kamala Harris. But what outranks the beast post, the beast throne is nothing compared to the dragon's throne. If they put a black face on the dragon's throne, know for sure that it's all the way over with. And that's what they already talking about doing. So it's all the way over with regardless. But what I mean by that, they're coming after us. You don't put a black face on the dragon unless you intend on coming for Christ, coming for the body of Christ directly. Yeah. And y'all heard it here first. Or not. But that's what we saying right before Ramadan.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that, man. Because I saw you put me up on game. I didn't know about that. They was thinking about the Black Pope and stuff like that. But I was thinking was this a sign of as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the ending because he's the Pope, or was it like you saying, it's something different?
No, it's both. It's both at the same time.
Okay.
Both of them is at the same time, because the black man is who created or who made them in the first place. So it started with a black man and may end with a black man that represents them, that represents that race.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's interesting, man.
A black man brought him into power, put him in power, and another black man will be used to take him out of power.
Yeah, because that'll be So why do you think, I wanted to ask you that? Why do you think the Pope they be worshiping the black, what they call the black Madonna and child? Like what's
I don't know about that. I've heard about it. I mean, of course, they know that the Jesus is black. I'm talking about the prophet Jesus is black, and they know that the actual Christ Messiah is black. And I don't know if you're ever familiar with, and I'm not going to go into the details of it. But when Honorable Elijah Muhammad was here, Minister Farrakhan had one of his several or many angelic ability, out of body experiences, visions, or experiences, and this one was with the Pope, and he was transported. This is not by a wheel. This is him, his own, father, or whoever directed him to the Vatican. And he went into the Vatican, went into the Pope's chamber, and he described it in detail, what it looked like, this and that. It was a certain movie that was out back then that he said, it looks exactly like this. I've never seen this movie before, but it looks just like that. So that must be an accurate reproduction of the Pope's quarters or whatever. And he was in there with him. And he had a conversation with the Pope of that time. And the Pope told him, you don't know who that man is. Thank you, Lake Trick. Laketrick, salute me. Man, I'm butchering the name. I got your cash out. Thank you. The Pope told the minister, you don't know who that man is, talking about, or you all don't know who that is, talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the Pope told Farrakhan regarding Elijah Muhammad, you don't know who he is. That man is God Almighty. Said that man is God Almighty. And then he said, and you are in the book too, talking about Farrakhan. So I'm not going to go into no more of that, but he wound up telling this experience or this vision to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, yeah, brother, Allah showed you the mind of my worst enemy. And it was something that, he said, give this, it was something that he said, give this, it was a black pearl. It was a big, huge black pearl. He said, here, give this to him. Talking about told Farrakhan to give this to Elijah Muhammad. And then when he told Elijah Muhammad that, he said, yes, brother, he's trying to make peace with me. But I'm a such and such him anyway. So if you don't believe in Farrakhan, it don't matter. You was never guided by Farrakhan's vision, it don't matter. If you think Farrakhan is a liar, a hypocrite, and just made up this, and it don't matter. That's why it's time to put all this to the test. Because many of us have had experiences with Elijah Muhammad. Many of us have had I'm talking about in the nation. Many of us have had communications from Elijah Muhammad, from the God, our Father. We know he ain't dead. We know that it's absolutely true. But if you don't believe in that, then it don't matter. You're going to believe in it. Sooner, one way or another, you're going to believe in it. Just like the Quran say. He was made to appear as dead, but he was not dead. They killed him not for certain, but he was made to appear as that. And there's none but will believe in this before his death. Everybody going to believe in it. Everybody that knows something about Elijah and you rejected him or you disbelieve that he alive and disbelieve he is who we always said he was, you're going to be made a believer before your death. Just like Pharaoh was. He was going underwater, bloop, bloop, like coughing up, bubbles, but he was bearing witness on his way down. I bear witness to the God of Moses, that the God of Moses is the true and living God, is the real God. And just them last few words, a breath that he said, that Allah still gave him favor and preserved his body and made him a sign. So I don't care what nobody think, how nobody feels. All I want to do is run this fade, run these curse challenges, prayer challenges, invoke the curse of Allah. I'll call on my Allah, Elijah Muhammad, my God, and you call on yours. Have nothing else to say, nothing else to talk about. You live your life, I'll live mine. We set a specific time period and pray to God, make this happen within, your will be done clearly within 30 days, within 60 days, within 90 days. We could set specific parameters, or however you want to do it. So if nobody is willing to do that level, then you ain't serious. So, and we wasn't allowed to do this before time, but time is up now. So what's the sense in arguing? I'm not going to be arguing with nobody. But I might allow the youth or the people that's new, what I'm saying? I'll allow them to express themselves, but I'm talking about the leaders, the one that taught you this. The leaders of disbelief, in Elijah. That's who I want. That's who I pray to the Father. Let me have them. Let me do my, tests or whatever, with them. We'll see if he answers. If he let me do it, then we'll see what happened to me. But I'm willing to take that chance every day, every night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year from now on.
Hey, that's real, man. I've had a lot of people probably think I'm on some spook, but I remember when I was living in Pittsburgh. I used to live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I remember this is in 2013. I remember 2013, man. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad appeared in my dream, man. But I ain't gonna go into that. But I remember I had that experience. I've told different people on different platforms over the years, but yeah, I remember names, man. But I ain't gonna go into it,
Well, we taught that anytime either Master Fard Muhammad or the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad appears in our dreams, and and we are aware that that's who that is, then that can only happen by their permission. So there's reality to it. That in other words, that is really them communicating with us. Of course, we got our own poison food and we watching horror movies or something, so our own poison toxins might mix up the message. You know what I'm saying? But if you can sift through the poison or the confusion or the mess or the broken antennas, in your radio, and isolate and sift out the meat and potatoes part, if you have a dream or experience of Master Fard Muhammad or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you will see absolute divine communication, absolute revelation, absolute prophecy or guidance. But it's just so our signals is so mixed with poison that we a lot of times we dilute it and contaminate it and mix it up with some mess that we done ingested or took it into our brains or whatever, so it don't even make no sense to us.
Hey, I feel you coming from, man. Yeah, my experience was different, man. It was, like I said, it was like 2013, man. And the one thing I would say I do remember, man, and this just on everything I love, I remember, man, in that dream, I was in space and it was like showing me how, like, I guess I don't know what's the Earth or a planet. It was just showing me how a planet was being created. And it was like these dark beside me was like these dark images of figures. I can tell who they was because I was like spooked to look to the right or left. That's what I remember from it, man. That was like 2013. But I used to tell that to the flat earthers because the flat earthers be like, "How you know the Earth is a sphere?" And I was like, "Well, I had this experience, but a lot of people gonna say I'm spooked out, but that's on everything I love for real.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's a spook. It's just certain things that we have experiences, but if we know we can't prove them to nobody else, it don't make no sense on using that as proof. You know what I'm saying? I don't discard nobody or discount nobody that say they had certain experiences. It's just I ask certain questions and get deeper, a little deeper into it. But if scientifically, if we can't prove it, then we just keep it to ourselves. If we can't prove it, most times it's just meant for you alone, for your own strengthening, the strengthening of your own faith, strengthening of your own position. A lot of communications, if not most, is not for you to tell nobody. It's for you. You know what I'm saying? It's for you and for you alone. You might tell your immediate family or loved one or child, your spouse or your child or your parent or something like that. But if it was for them, it would have been given to them. But sometimes it is for them indirectly, but it's more for you than anybody that you tell. It's more for you than anybody that you would tell it to. It would benefit anybody that you tell it if it's true, but it was designed, it was given to you for a reason.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's 100, man.
So if your experience had to do with the creation of new planets or stars or whatever in cosmos or in space, or then that might have something to do with your purpose and your passion and the thing that that you most fascinated or interested about. That's your calling, your main purpose. You know what I'm saying? To go after the science that you meant to go after.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because what tripped me out, this was like 2013. I went into no flat earth or wasn't that type of argument going around and stuff like that. I was just studying different scriptures. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Because when you in that state, you the most open. You know what I'm saying? As far as messages or impressions or whatever it is that you really desire or that you really curious about or that you really have an issue with. So like I said, if you find yourself in that environment, I think that is the type of environment that you should study into. A lot of people is into that, like science fiction and UFO this or comic book superheroes and this and that. But if your experience had to do with him and that environment, I would definitely look more and more into that science.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that, man. For real.
Yeah. Hey, gorgeous. Oh, we at the 2-hour mark.
It's March 1st.
Oh, it's March 1st, man. Ramadan Mubarak over here on this East Coast. Ramadan Mubarak, man. That means happy, blessed, successful Ramadan to everybody. And please join the fast with us for your own sake, for a group advancement, but also for personal advancement for yourself and for your loved ones. And I'm gonna let the young daughter God take us out of here. What you got to say?
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. So when we do a new upload or a new live, you always get notified.
Madon Commit, my God brother in these YouTube streets on the ground, you got the last word.
No doubt. Appreciate it, Cam. I'm always say it's always a blessing, man, to be here in the spirit, communicating and building with you and the people in the chat, man. And I always appreciate it. And hopefully the Most High bless us to continue to build and reach the mind and spark the minds and get these brothers to face some of these excellent challenges we're putting out here. Yeah, peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. And thanks to everybody, that sent, donations or whatever for Ramadan. Thank you, Laketrick, for the Cash App, because I didn't want to mess up your name. It said, thank you for carrying a weighty word, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. Man, blessings. Thank you for carrying a weighty word. Thank you. On that note, and everybody, I'm saying, just paying attention. It ain't about paying money, but it's about paying attention and paying respect to yourself first, to your God, and then to your fellow man and woman, brothers and sisters. So on that note, peace and blessings. I see you, Queen Lady Act TV, Jamila. Peace and blessings, just me. And we out. Salute.
Salute.
Tomorrow, God willing. Peace. Peace.
Peace.